Hello traders, Andy Demmer here from the London Trading Institute. So in today's video, guys, I'm going to be breaking down Bitcoin. I'm going to go quite deep into different time frames to make a prediction of whether we are ready to go up or when we might be going up and where we might be going up to. And I'm going to be discussing some areas that I think could be really, really important and could be really great areas to potentially buy Bitcoin. Now, I want to stress this is not investment advice, as you probably know, and everything I teach you here is just for education purpose only, and you've got to make your own decisions. With that being said, guys, I'm going to get straight into it. If you are new to our channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification so that you get updated videos. And if you're enjoying our content, hit that like button just to help us reach more people on YouTube. We really do appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. So let's talk about a couple of scenarios. So I want to start firstly, let's just have a little look at the weekly chart. So here's our weekly chart. I'm sure everybody's seen it, you know, if you've been following Bitcoin. And there's a couple of quite key observations that we can make. So one of them being, you know, if we kind of look back at the big picture, the way the market likes to do things is to kind of take out liquidity. So you can kind of see here, we had this high point up here. We took that high point out, market went down. We had a low point here, took it out, market went up. And then even here, these intricate ones here, we had a high point there, market took it out, went down. Now, what it generally likes to do is take out highs, take out lows, and just kind of clear the path for the next big move. Now, where is the next little low? Well, we've got a low here, okay, around 34,000. So one of the scenarios that could play out is possibly we take out this low and then we go higher, right? That's one option. We also have this low down here, whereby, you know, we could potentially go even further, take out that low and then go higher, right? Or alternatively, we could actually go higher from here. Now, if you're listening to me and you're still here, you might be thinking, Jesus, you've literally said every possible scenario. And I have, right? And I have. However, I want to go and show you why some of these things might make sense and also how you can make money without actually knowing what's actually going to happen, right? So let's do that, guys. Here's what I want to show you. I want to show you the daily chart. So the daily chart is at a really interesting point right now. And I want to show you specifically something quite interesting that I looked at. So here you have these kind of market angles here, right? You can see that these diagonal lines going down when the market basically breaks them. So you can see here's a good example of that. Let me get the rectangle. So you can see there we broke through and then we had a nice rally. And then what happened? We created this resistance point and then we broke through here and we had this nice rally. And now we have this market angle line there. We broke through and we had a nice rally and now we're back down again. Now, why is this quite significant? Well, there's a couple of things that I found quite interesting. So first let's ignore these lines here for a second, okay? I'm going to redraw them back in a minute. But what I found interesting here is that the last time here at this point, we went through this angle line here and then pulled back and then went higher, right? And it kind of looks quite similar in terms of the price action. So what did I do? Well, I took the Fibonacci from this high point to this low point here. And I noticed that we came very, very deep back to our gray line, which is the 88.6 Fibonacci retracement, okay? A deep retracement. And then what happened? The market took off, broke through this angle line here and went off to the moon, all the way up to the 200 extension right there. Okay, that's the 200 extension. So then it got me thinking, well, what if it did the same thing? So why don't we take the high point, again, take this low point here. Where has it gone to? Lo and behold, it's on the gray line right here again. Now, if history is going to repeat itself and we're going to have that overextension, look where it's going to take us. It's going to take us all the way up to here, which is basically the 200 extension is around that 59,000 level. And you can see it's a really, really nice level. I mean, I can just kind of show you what a great level that is. That looks like a really interesting thing. So one of the things you can do is, obviously, you could gamble and you could look and say, well, look, if the market starts to, this is a good, it's in the gray zone. Therefore, if it's going to repeat what it's going to do here, we could just go buy it here and then target up here, right? That's one option. The other option is, why don't we take this line, project it over here, and you can see that this market right now is acting as really good resistance. So why don't we play this a bit safer? What if we said, well, look, it could go lower, right? It could take out those lows, as I said before, and then go higher. So rather than just buying Bitcoin here, why don't we wait for a bullish candle to break through this angle line right here? Okay, so once we get onto the right-hand side of this line, and then we could look at buys. And at the moment, you can see there's a market structure that is pointing down. So look, you have a high point, a low point, a high point, a low point, a high point, a low point. If we kind of come up to here, we break that structure, possibly a nice pullback there, possibly even a little mini inverted and shoulders if we don't want to get too excited, but that could happen. And then we'll be looking to kind of buy in this block here, right around that sort of 40, 41, 42,000. But this time we'd be getting in with some good confirmation, knowing that when we break this line, the market tends to go much higher. And the good news with something like that is once you've had that confirmation, you could basically place your stop fairly tight. So you can go there or even tighter just behind this line. Now, if you were to buy here, exactly where we are right now, the issue with that is like, where do you put your stop? Okay, now if you want to be really, well, I don't think there's anything really safe, but, I guess you'd probably say, well, why don't I put it behind those lows, or why don't I put it there? Now, the issue you have with that is you might be thinking, well, look, I'm going to buy a better price, so surely that's going to be better than waiting and going in here. Well, not necessarily, because if you wait and you get that confirmation and you can buy this with a tighter stop, it means your position is going to be bigger because with the same amount of risk, and therefore you'll actually end up making more money if you catch that move all the way up there. So I think right now it kind of makes sense to wait for that confirmation. Now, I want to give you another really great level in case we do go lower, which I think is going to be a really nice area to buy. Okay, I'm going to bring in my MT4 because it's a little bit easier. Now, I've plugged in my Fibonacci here. Okay, this is our auto Fibonacci, and here's what it's telling. It's telling us that the Fibonacci, okay, the wave Fibonacci sequence, okay, the capital wave Fibonacci sequence is going to end right here. What level is that? 34,135. Just remember that, 34,135. Now, what if I also looked at the mini fibs? Well, something interesting here. So here's what we do. We'll just use our tool here, drag it in, and it's going to draw the mini fibs. And look where we are. We've pulled back. We've got an A, B, C. C's in the red zone at the moment, 50%, which gives it a D target all the way down here. Now, what's really interesting about that, guys, is it matches up exactly at the same as the capital fib, 34,000, right? Approximately. Now, that is really powerful. That to me looks like a really great area. Now, that alone is exciting, but check this out. If I zoom out, you can see that not only is it a great area in terms of the fibs, you've also got two previous areas of support where we recently held and had a really strong rally. So for me, if you're looking for value, that's where you're going to find it, around that kind of 34,000 area. I think looks like a really good buying opportunity. So lastly, guys, let's have a look at 34,000. Well, I started off by saying earlier, well, the markets like to take out the lows and then possibly reverse. Well, look what 34,000 brings you down to. It's basically, essentially, it could take out those lows here, take out those stops, and then ultimately reverse. So that kind of ticks that box as well. So in summary, if you want to buy Bitcoin, I would suggest you wait for this breakout and then look to buy it with the stop behind these lows, or you look around the 34,000 for that deep to complete, and you buy yourself a really good value point at support. And that is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Comment below. Let me know what you thought. That was a fast and furious analysis. For beginners, that might be a little bit much to understand it all, but you know, you can always rewatch it. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment in our group. Okay, so the Crypto and FX Traders Club. If you're not already in it, guys, it's free to join. There's a link in the description. Check it out. Come and join. Okay, it's a great community. And comment below and let me know if you've got any questions about what we've covered or anything else that you want me to cover in the future. And don't forget to hit that like button, most importantly. That's all from me today, guys. I wish you a great weekend, and I'll catch you again soon next weekend. Take care. Next week. Take care.